You know why you're here. You wanted to see what we thought the Falcons would do this season. Let's get into it. I'm here with Mason on that side of me.
What's
And
up?
let's get into it. Week 1. Falcons play the Steelers.
All right. Well, the Steelers are the Steelers. Not looking too good this year with two QBs that might not get it done. So I'm going to say the Falcons take a W here.
They steal their first win of the season right there against the Steelers. Steelers, though, not too hard. But the next week ramps up just a little bit. They have to play, I don't know what that was, the Eagles at the Eagles Stadium. So this is obviously going to be a much, much harder game for them.
Difficult, yes.
Because Eagles are good.
Yeah, it's bird on bird, man.
Bird on bird.
Bird on bird.
You know what bird on bird leads to?
Well, let's think here. Is the Eagle stronger than the Falcon, or is the Falcon stronger than the Eagle?
Well, I think as an American, there's only one thing that can be stronger.
And that'd be the Eagle.
That's the Eagle. So the Eagles take the win, Falcons take the loss. So going into week 3, Roger Goodell figured, you know what? Eagles aren't not hard enough. Let's give you the former Super Bowl champions in the Kansas City Chiefs. So,
Unfortunately,
yes, the Falcons have home, but
they ain't beating the Chiefs.
they ain't beating the Chiefs. So the Chiefs walk away with the win, making the Falcons start their season off kind of rough at 1-2.
You know what, though? I hope they do. I hope they prove us wrong.
Same here.
Because
Screw
I
the
hate
Chiefs.
the Chiefs.
No one likes the Chiefs.
Nobody likes the Chiefs, except for Chiefs fans, obviously.
Oh, yeah. But now on to week 4, where they play the
Old
Saints.
divisional game.
Their first divisional game of the season.
And they're at home. I think it's safe to say that the Falcons take the win here.
They sure do. Saints, I don't believe, are the greatest team this year. It could be a lot better. And
Definitely could be a lot better.
I mean, the Falcons are a lot better on paper.
Yeah.
They've had a great offseason, except for drafting a quarterback when they just signed one. Teach their own.
Yeah.
And then coming off
Let their GM do his own thing.
coming off their divisional game, they have another divisional game at home again. And we think that first one's just going to give them some momentum, get them feeling nice and good.
Exactly.
And as a Falcons supporter, I'm happy to say
Kirk
Falcons
Cousins leads the Falcons to a fat
win
W
against the Bucks.
Buccaneers, baby.
Now, if 2 divisional games wasn't enough, how about 3? But you know who sucks in their division?
The good old Panthers.
Now, if this is even a question on who's going to win or lose, then I don't know. But
Yeah.
in our prediction, it's not. Because the Panthers walk away with the loss, and the Falcons get the win. Now, if you want to see how many games the Panthers lost, go check that video out.
Check yesterday's video.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
And you can see how good or bad they did in their season. But
wink, 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 wink.
yeah,
Wink, wink.
on to the next game. They got to play my favorite team, the Seattle Seahawks. Another bird on bird. But the difference is these aren't Hawks. They're Seahawks. So they're worse versions of Hawks.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Like
Unfortunate.
but not.
Yeah.
And
Dude.
as much as I want to say the Seahawks are going to come through and win this, because I think they could, but they probably won't, especially because it's an away game, we're going to have to go ahead and give the Falcons the win on this week.
Yep.
Which I'm not too happy with, but I can't do anything about it because that's just realistically speaking. But
Realistically speaking.
the next week, they bounce back to a divisional game against the Bucks. This time
They're at the Bucks.
Yep, which
The Bucks are gonna take that one home.
yeah, we think the Bucks and the Falcons are just they're equal in their division.
They're
both
pretty
very
equal,
good. So we think just they lose the they lose the away game and they win the home game. Is our theory.
Yep.
Now the next game is the Dallas Cowboys, which again a pretty good team. They just don't have a running back.
Yeah.
Well, Ezekiel Elliott, but I mean that's questionable nowadays.
Yep.
But all things considered, Cowboys having a great defense, and
Yeah.
either way, the Falcons quarterback is getting used to the new offense. So if it's Kirk or not Jaden Daniels, my bad.
Michael Penix, but it's gonna be Kirk because unless Kirk gets hurt.
Yeah. But
Penix
either way,
play.
they're getting used to a new offense still, so they might still be slinging the rock and throwing picks because the Cowboys defense is really good at that. So we think, all things considered, Cowboys take the win, Falcons take the loss. Now, next week is another divisional game, this time against the Saints at the Caesar Dome, I believe is what it's called, at Saints home. And Saints tend to play good against the Falcons at home. Like, Saints do decent against their divisional rivals.
They tend to play pretty well.
So we figured that this week they would take the win, and the Falcons would take the loss.
Falcons, after losing to the Cowboys, they'd probably be a little down, and they come out and they play like under par for the Falcons.
But
I think it's definitely a prediction.
Yeah, following their 3-game loss streak, they got to go and have a nice, relaxing vacation against the Broncos.
Yep.
In Denver. So, the Broncos, they're not the greatest team this year.
Who knows
Their
by week
quarterback
11
situation
who their starting quarterback is going to be?
Yeah.
And I know all these Broncos fans are going to be like, Bo Nix has been playing well in the preseason. Bro's been playing against 4th-string players, okay?
Yeah.
So unless he proves something in the regular season, then I'm not going to take into account anything he does in the preseason. So
we have to take that and just give the Falcons the win, because on paper they're the much better team, and their defense is very good. So he'll be either way. Whoever's starting QB will have a rough time. And if it's Zach Wilson, it's Zach Wilson. So we all know how that went with the Jets last year. But the next week, week 12, is the bye week. 6-5 going into the bye, so it's just
they
good.
can definitely be proud.
But this is where their schedule gets a lot easier.
It lightens up a little bit.
They following their bye week, they're gonna go up against the Los Angeles Chargers at home, which
Chargers are not going to be amazing this year.
No, this is a down year for them.
So I feel bad for Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Jay Herbo's gonna have a rough season, and with that knowledge, we're gonna have to give the Falcons the win.
Yep.
And then another quarterback I feel bad for is J.J. McCarthy, because he didn't even get to play his first NFL regular season game yet. So
you know who I don't feel bad for? Sam Darnold, because he's garbage. So I'm going to say right now, the Falcons win this.
Yep.
We can end the conversation about the Vikings, because they're going to be like second to worst team in the NFC. So
yeah. So right then and there.
Or if not the worst.
Take it out. So following the Vikings, they have to go play the Raiders at Raiders. Raiders have home field. And I had to fight for this one a bit when we were making these predictions, but I personally believe that the Raiders are going to be pretty solid this year. I think they have a better quarterback than they've had for I think Gardner Minshew is significantly better than Aiden O'Connell.
I agree.
Zamir White's solid. They have new coaching. Their defense, Max Crosby is still Max Crosby, and their defense is still good for the most part. Jacoby and Devontae are both healthy. They have Brock Bowers, who's a generational tight end, from what I've been hearing.
Yep, according to Georgia.
Yeah, so it's like everything is lining up for them to have a good season, or a pretty good season.
Yep.
So for that, we had to give them the win.
We're going to give them the upset.
And the Falcons the loss in this one.
Give them the upset there.
And what's really upsetting is how easy they made the end of their schedule the last 3 games.
Yeah.
They opened with the Giants at home. Current record is not 2-12. I forgot to change that. My bad. But they opened with the Giants at home, which Daniel Jones is not that guy. And this is simply put,
He's not that guy.
A loss.
Like we've said in the past couple episodes.
Win for the Falcons. Next week, we have the Commanders, who are also not great.
Yeah.
which should be a very easy win for the
Win.
Falcons.
Yep.
And then,
I don't see the problem with that either.
as though it's descending in skill, they end their season on the Panthers at home.
Yep.
Correct record, I
they're
forgot to
just
change the
gonna,
game. My
let's
bad.
just be honest. They're gonna sweep the sweep the Panthers.
And we still think at this point too they will be fighting for a potential divisional title against the Bucks. So like they might need this win.
Yeah.
So if
they're
so,
gonna
they're
play
going all
hard.
in. And I think they could beat the Panthers with their second string guys potentially. So you know what? I had to go ahead and give the Falcons the win on this one, ending off their season being 11-6, which is a phenomenal record.
Which. No, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything about the playoffs because you'll just have to keep watching our videos to figure out what's gonna go on there.
We'll probably make a playoff prediction video sometime in the season once we get a better grasp of what's going on.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to see who's making it in the NFC throughout the next few days when those are posted. In the AFC, the next couple of weeks when those are posted. But if you like to go watch the Buccaneers, Saints, or Panthers videos, predictions, if you're watching this the day of this posting, they are all out already. Feel free to go and watch those. If not, just drop a subscribe. It helps.
Go ahead.
We'll see you in the next one.
You also missed a.
It doesn't matter.
Logo.
We're going to see you in the next one.